Hello, well it's day 101 in Sydney's COVID lockdown, and this is Locktail 50, the last of the 1931 to 1940 section, the Blood and Sand. Now this cocktail gets a little bit of a bad rap. A lot of people don't like the balance, and I've done a little bit of research on ways of remedying that without changing the recipe that first turned up in Harry Craddock's The Savoy Cocktail Book in 1930. Now, it was probably around before that, it would have been around before that, but that's the first evidence that we have of it in writing, and it's a whiskey cocktail. It's one shot, 30 mils of whiskey, so let's get that in there. Now, recommended that this isn't a peaty, Elay whiskey or anything particularly strong. You want this to blend with the other ingredients. So this is, if you've got a bottle of blended whiskey around, something that's quite mellow, that's what you want to go with for the Blood and Sand. Now, the second ingredient is sweet Italian red vermouth. Now, you can use any sweet Italian red vermouth. I'd highly recommend this Oscar 697. It's a contemporary product, but it's made in a traditional, hope if I opened it, it's made in a traditional Italian style. Keep it cold, look after your vermouths, don't leave them for too long. This one's nearly gone. Wonderful sweet red Italian vermouth. Now it also calls for cherry liqueur, and there's nothing quite like Hering's cherry liqueur. It's definitely the one to go with. It's from 1818, hasn't changed much since then. It's from Copenhagen in Denmark. Brilliant cherry liqueur. From what I believe, in Copenhagen it's commonly drunk in warmer weather, mixed with ginger beer, and Heering with ginger beer is a delicious drink. So that's the end of the alcohol. That's 3 out of our 4 ingredients. The 4th ingredient is orange juice. Now, one of the issues is sometimes that the orange juice makes it a bit cloying and also a little bit thick. A number of mixologists and bartenders have removed the orange juice completely and replaced it with orange liqueur and done all sorts of other things. I'm sticking with the original 4-part recipe, but freshly squeezed orange juice, just squeezed it before recording this video, and filtered, so put through a strainer. So you really just want the thin orange juice flavour. This was out of not even a full orange's worth, so 30 mils of that as well. And then I have all of my ingredients with a handful of ice. Now the other way to fix this remedy, and there's a Blood and Sand bar in St. Louis in the US, and the founder of that bar suggested that a little bit like the Ramos Gin Fizz, if you don't shake and shake and shake and get a sweat and build up, then you're not going to get the cocktail that you want. Now, I'm not suggesting you shake it for 12 minutes like the original Ramos Gin Fizz, but the idea with this cocktail is to go much longer than the standard 10 or 15 seconds and really get the ingredients combined. If I didn't have filtered orange juice, I would have dry shaken it first, but the main idea here is just to really get those ingredients combined and give it a good shake. So I think we've gone up over the 30 seconds. If I wasn't doing the video, I'd probably give it a minute. Really get, as the Blood and Sand bar founder said, get a sweat going. So there we go. Now the cocktail's named after a silent film called Blood and Sand that starred Valentino about a bullfighter, and the idea, I think, was that the orange juice at the top of this shot glass and the Heering underneath was effectively the blood and sand. We're not going to have them like that shot where they're still separated ingredients. The idea is that they're fully combined. Strained, double strained if you haven't already dealt with the orange juice, strained into a cocktail glass or a coupe. And it really does, even when I was pouring it, it really does have a sandy look to it from the orange juice. I can see where the Blood and Sand name came from. And you can garnish with a cocktail cherry, or the other alternative is to get a little bit of flamed orange zest going over the top of the cocktail. And there we have it, the Blood and Sand. Hope you've had a good long weekend. Next series of cocktails, we're moving into the 1940s and the turmoil that was World War II. Thanks very much for joining me. Locktail 51 coming up next is the Moscow Mule. I'll see you for that. Bye for now.